Appreciate that.
Okay, thank you, thank you.
We put some nuggets in there.
Okay. Okay, so let me get this out of the way. Okay, Donna is getting here. Okay. Okay. All right. So your homework assignment was pretty much to definitely focus on chapter 20 to 22, reading things before that you need to read to get an understanding. And so let's go into chapter 20. Let me see if I want to share a screen with you guys. No, I think not. I think not. I think not. Hold on, hold on. Let me get this share screen out my way. Okay. So let me see if I can get need to turn on. No, not really. But okay, so let's go into chapter 20. We're not going to be able to do verse by verse by no stretch of the imagination. So we'll probably be hitting the first few verses. Maybe you got some questions about some things in the middle, and we'll go forth like that to get through this. Okay, but looking at the first verses, and I saw an angel coming down from heaven, having the key of the bottomless pit and a great chain in his hand, and he laid hold on of the dragon, that old serpent, which is the devil and Satan, and bound him 1,000 years. Okay, let's just start there. What is in there? Because there are a couple of things that kind of stand out to me in there, and I want to give you the opportunity first to speculate what is in those first three verses. What's going on? What words stand out to you?
Satan.
Bottomless pit.
Yeah, the key to the bottomless pit.
Okay, so the key to bottomless pit. Yes, that's one I had written down. The keys. Wanted to talk about that for a second. So, what's important about the keys to the bottomless pit? What does that say about the bottomless pit?
It has no bottom.
It has no bottom.
It just
Well,
keeps
he got the
going.
keys, so we know he's gonna be released. So
Is it going to be released or locked up?
He's locked up right
he's gonna
now.
be locked up.
Okay, so the fact that there is keys actually says that that he's going to be locked up, and this is not some place that he's going to be temporarily unless God plans on doing it. So there is a key to the bottomless pit. So it's just not a bottomless pit. It has to be a locking chamber, somewhere where something can be locked up. But also looking at it, and I saw an angel coming down from heaven. This is also I mean, it's a little thing, but the fact is that John is not in heaven right now. He is definitely not in heaven. He's seeing visions of things of heaven, but mostly everything he sees, for the most part, has been coming down from heaven. That says a whole lot. That the Battle of Armageddon, all these various battles that we see that's going to be fought, is not going to take place in heaven. It's going to take place on earth or in the heavenlies. No more battles are in heaven. So the last time a battle took place in heaven, that was when Satan fought against Michael, and I guess God said, "We ain't letting that happen no more." And, so now he's taking the battle to them, and not them bring the battle to him, because that's what happened. And so it says in the third verse, and he cast him, and who is him?
Satan.
Satan into the bottomless pit. So before well, what happened to the false prophet and the Antichrist?
Also, when it was going to be done, put into the bottomless pit.
Yeah.
And be locked up with Satan.
The way I understood it, they're already there, right? Or I don't know.
Okay. Did anyone read a little bit before?
I did.
Okay. Well, okay, because it's just so much to cover. Yes, they're already been dealt with. The false prophet,
yes,
and the Antichrist has already been dealt with.
Yes.
So the last enemy that God has to deal with is Satan himself. And he was the one that gave them the power to do what they did. Satan gave the Antichrist and the false prophet. In the other chapters of the book of Revelation, it says that one beast kind of gave power to the other beast. And you remember they faked a false resurrection as though one died in the middle of the street. We don't have time to go over all of it, but they faked the resurrection. There was a fake resurrection that had took place. And this is only for people. It's going to fool a lot of people. Why? Because again, even though most of these people didn't go to church, but most of them heard about Easter and the resurrection of Jesus. So when they see this, oh, this got to be Jesus, because look at him. He got up. He was dead. He was pronounced dead, but then he got up again. But this is a ploy of the false prophet and the Antichrist to fool them that are left and remaining. And so now but they got dealt with early on in here. So now we're in the 20th chapter. I think the only thing in the 20th chapter I want to talk about that stands out to me is the first and second resurrection. Can someone explain that? Look, I think that is in verse 4 and 5.
Yeah.
But the rest of the dead lived not again until the 1,000 years were finished. This is the first resurrection. Verse 6, blessed and holy is he that has part in the first resurrection. On such second death has no power, but they shall be priests and kings of God and of Christ, and shall reign with him 1,000 years.
Yes.
Okay, my question. The first resurrection are we the ones that's going to be a part of the first resurrection?
Yes. I believe so.
Anybody else? Read it real good. You got time to read it.
No.
Or just talking about a
think-
different group of people. Yes, Dr. Pinkney, did you say something?
No, I know I did. Now I have to reread this thing.
Yeah, you got to reread this. Start from the 4th verse.
Yeah, I think we're not a part of that resurrection.
That's a different resurrection.
Yes.
Right.
Uh-huh.
We're not a part.
We're not a part.
No, we're not a part of that. Okay, so we're caught up in what we call the rapture, but we know the word rapture is not in the Bible, so some people are gonna make a big deal about it. So but you almost can't say that now, because certain translations nowadays they don't put the word rapture in there. So, but the word rapture means caught up. So King James used the word caught up. So we're not going to argue about that. So, but I want to read the 4th verse down to the 5th, and I saw thrones, and they that sat upon them, and judgment was given to them. And I saw the souls of them that were beheaded for the witness of Jesus and for the word of God, and which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image. All this beheading going on. Okay. That should not be shocking to you. First of all, you ought to say, well, this can't be a miracle. That's not what we do here. But we do know there are places in our world where beheading is not new. Certain places in Africa, beheading. Asia, allow your Muslims, they still believe in beheading. So again, the Bible is not on. That's what people believe in that beheading thing. So there's going to be a lot of people that after the rapture has taken place, that is going to start worshiping God. And because they didn't accept the mark of the beast, they're going to be beheaded. Many of them, not saying all of them, but many of them that would not accept the mark of the beast, they're going to be beheaded. What it says, which had not worshipped the beast, neither his image, neither received the mark on their forehead. They didn't take that 666. And God knows we're not going to discuss what 666 is, because there's 1,000 opinions. Is it symbolic? Is it literal? I don't have that kind of time. I'm already 66. I don't want to be in another 100 years trying to figure out what that means. Okay, so we'll leave that alone. Okay, so it mentions 2 places, in their hand or forehead. And I think there's already a setup going on right now where they're tagging people on their hand, or you can buy things and almost like a credit card under your skin or
Yeah.
something.
Don't
Yes.
do that.
So
Yes.
stuff like that is
Yes.
already
Yes,
already
Telephone
happening.
also.
Anything without
You
that.
can
Yeah.
dial, you can dial from your
So you can almost
phone.
so it's going there. So now you know what? 30, 40 years ago, people probably couldn't comprehend that. That sounds weird on the forehead. But today, because we got telephones, everything's on your telephone and all this, it's not hard to see it now. It's not hard to see
No,
it.
no.
You know, so we're
Sadly.
blessed that in this generation that we can see now that what the Bible is saying is definitely fulfilling itself. But verse 5, but the rest of the dead live not again until the 1,000 years were finished. So again, so here we got this 1,000 years. And again, when it comes down to the 1,000 years, is it a literal 1,000 years or is it a figurative 1,000 years? Is 1,000 years one day? Well, if 1,000 years is one day, according to some theologians, that's 366 years.
Right.
But if it's a literal 1,000 years, 1,000 years is going to be 1,000 years. No, but again, I'm not going to really get into all of this because at the end of the day, studying this book, I just don't want to be here to witness none of this. I could care less. That's about how I feel. So, but number 6, verse 6, it says, blessed and holy is he that have part in the first resurrection. So none of this resurrection has anything to do with the rapture saint. But the Bible said, blessed are those. And I'm thinking that these blessed ones are, and again, I'm going to be honest with you, I don't know what I'm getting ready to say to you. I'm not sure if the first resurrection are those that are 144,000 and that number that no man could number. I really believe that the number no man could number is the raptured saints. I think that's that. That's that.
I
But
read.
the 140.
I'm
Yes,
sorry.
it was,
Go ahead.
go ahead. No, go ahead.
I was going to say I read somewhere where it said this the first resurrection talks about it in Revelations 24:6. It's I read somewhere and I wrote it down. This is the resurrection of all the just, blessed, and holy from Adam to the millennium, and it covers the periods of time from Christ's resurrection to the resurrection of the tribulation saints and the 2 witnesses, and include the various companies of redeemed. I also seen where it says there are 5 raptures in the first resurrection.
Wow. Yeah.
Wow.
That's a little much for my brain. Okay. Y'all hear me being honest tonight. I'm being real serious. Okay. Okay. So, but then again, so the 1,000 years, again, it goes down to verse 7. And when 1,000 years were expired, Satan will be loosed out of his prison. That's why there was a key, because he will be released. And it says, and shall go out to deceive the nations which are in the 4 corners of the earth, Gog, Magog, and got together the battle, the number of whom is the sands of the sea, and they went up on the breadth of the earth and compassed the camps of the saints about, and the beloved city, and far came down from heaven and devoured them. That's a whole lot going on there, but what I'm getting is that there are to still be saints of God, and I'm believing these are Jewish people that are still going to be here. But not the Antichrist, Satan himself, not the Antichrist, not the false prophet, Satan himself is going to make war with them. When it says the beloved city has always been Jerusalem.
Jerusalem.
Yes.
It's always been Jerusalem. So we're talking to Jewish people here. So so again, Satan is going to make one more war against the people of God, the Jewish people. And this is when God says that he himself will descend from heaven and he's going to devour them. Question, comment, or statement?
Nope.
I do have a question.
Sure.
If he's already locked up, how are they releasing him? I mean, how is all this activity going on in this world now?
No, he's not locked up right now.
Okay.
No, right now he's free.
Yeah.
He's not going to be locked up till later on, but then he's going to be released again. So he's free right now. So then look at verse 10. It says, and the devil that deceived them was cast into the lake of fire and brimstone, where the beast and the false prophets are. So there it is. That's
Yeah.
where they're already there,
They already there.
waiting on their pastor.
Yeah.
Oh, no, no, no.
Is that you,
Okay.
Dr. Short?
Mhm.
Wow. Okay,
Who's
it says,
gonna
and
give
shall
us
be
a,
tormented
who's
night
gonna
and
give
day.
us a final?
Yeah. Okay, so but that culminates the whole thing there, where death, hell, the false prophet, all Satan, all is gonna be cast into the lake of fire. And I'm not sure, Reverend Jackson, I'm not sure, and most of you guys took the hellology class. I'm not sure how much we
Yes.
talked about the lake of fire, but I think I'm sure we mentioned that hell was not larger than the lake of fire. The lake of fire seemed like the final ending place for Satan and all those that follow him. So death, hell, and everything was thrown into the lake of fire. So okay, so let's go into chapter 21. Let's again, I always like to read the first few verses. And I saw a new heaven, a new earth, and the first heaven and the first earth were passed away, and there was no sea. Wow. Okay.
Let's see.
Mm.
So how is the first heaven and the first earth? Is it going to be obliterated and blown up? What's going to happen to it? How does it become new?
It passed from one condition to another condition. Just
And how is that done? You're right. It's one condition and to another condition. But it's in the book of Peter, actually. Peter actually.
Yes.
I found it in second chapter 3,
and
verse 13. It represents a renovation or recreation of God's domain, uniting humanity back with God, making all things new.
Okay, so the earth is going to be destroyed with fire. So fire is going to be the refiner. Fire has always been a refiner. Today, you might ride past a forest, and sometimes the fire company will set a field on fire,
Yes.
not to destroy it, but to help restore and to rebuild it.
Yes.
Yes.
Controlled fires.
Yeah,
Now you know what?
fires, yes.
Now you know what, Dr. Short, that is so true, because even with my grass, sometimes I set my backyard on fire to get rid of the old so that the new can grow.
Wow, you're bold. Okay.
Fire destroy what's under.
Wow. Yes, Sister Paulette.
Yeah, can fire destroy what is underneath it as well?
More than likely, it don't, because it is something that's been done for years, since I was little when I first learned about it. So apparently, it don't go much deeper than the top of the earth. So if a tree plant seed has any depth to it, it's gonna be fine.
Oh, okay.
Plus, it's a controlled fire.
Yes.
It's not something that's destructive. And then
A wild
remember,
fire.
from the burning is the ashes. So it's like you're refertilizing all that.
Oh,
Yeah,
That's what I was
it's
about to say.
controlled so
It's
that it
refertilized.
doesn't get to be out, dangerous.
Like a
Right,
wildfire.
Yeah.
right,
okay.
right.
I know they did that for many years on my dad's farm in Nebraska. They would take fields and they would call them fallow, and they would burn and they would let them stay for a whole year and not plant, to give the soil a chance to regenerate itself.
Oh,
Wow. Okay.
That could explain why when I was in a state where they had volcanoes, eruptions, and we would have an eruption, and then suddenly there were things grow. They were making things out of what came out of the eruption, and things
Oh, yeah.
grow.
Yeah, you could find some very diamonds and different gems, that come up. Yeah.
Okay.
Really?
Because of it,
Oh, yeah.
possibly.
Yep.
Amen.
Yeah. Okay. All right. So, I'm just skipping some things here and there because the rest of this we know that there's going to be a new heaven, New Jerusalem descending down, and so the New Jerusalem, I think I've seen some measurements to it. Let me see if I can pull. Did
Yeah,
anybody see any measurements when it talked about
Yes,
the
yes,
years to be?
there's
I seen the
a
measurement.
bunch of measurements.
Yeah, a lot of measurements.
can't remember what that,
Where
where
were the
On
measurements
verse
at?
16.
was it?
I read about those measurements.
Yeah.
It's in
Yeah.
verse 16.
Yeah,
It's 16.
four square, yeah,
Mhm.
It's miles long, right? We're not talking feet, we're talking miles,
right.
right?
Oh, but Dr. Short,
Yes.
the measurement, when I read about the measurements, it seemed like it was talking about heaven.
Wait a minute. Dake has it down here, but what Dake has, it says it's 1,500 miles square.
Oh, that's a lot.
That's big.
That's
Yes.
That if you got a Dake,
Okay.
I'm on that page. It's the letter J. 1,500. Wow, miles square. That is
Wow.
huge.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's humongous.
1,500 miles square. So
Mhm.
that's like but it's not as big as the United States though. Because I think from California to the East Coast is probably 2,000 miles. So the New Jerusalem probably could set easily, probably within the United States because that's something. Wow, I'm not sure how far because you have to look at the bottom of Texas and then go up 1,000 and some miles. You got to go from the west 1,500, and that'll kind of give you the idea of how big Jerusalem's going to be. But I'm almost sure that that the United States is a little bit further from the east to the west, is a little bit more than 200,000. Can someone Google that? How many miles it is from the east coast to the west coast, real quick, please? Just trying to get an idea of what size the New Jerusalem is. The size will also say everybody in the world is not going to be able to fit in there. So everybody's not going.
Wow.
I already made my
Okay.
reservations. I'm sorry, I put my
Is
reservation
it?
in.
Is it? I got 2,800 miles.
Yeah,
Okay.
I got 2,500 to 3,000 miles
Okay, I
from
guess
New
it's more.
York, measuring from New York City to Los Angeles.
Okay, so definitely it's over 2,000 miles then, and based off of what these measurements are that some brilliant person come up with is 1,500 miles. So it's easily going to be able to set into the United States. Do one more measurement since we're doing this. We're going to be done soon. My curiosity is killing me. Text the bottom. What's the last city in Texas to Canada? Is it El Paso?
That city.
It's the last city from Texas to Canada.
Oh, lost Reverend Jackson, I believe.
Yes.
Okay.
If the last city from Texas to what city in Canada?
Well, just to the border of Canada, it would just anything close to be within 200 or 300 miles will be fine. I'm just wondering if it's over 1,500 miles. That's all.
Well, I just did Texas to Canada, and it
Uh-huh.
said from that 1697.
Okay, so New Jerusalem is smaller than the United States. Just a little bit
Wow.
smaller than the United States.
Wow.
Much bigger than Canada, but smaller than the United States.
In reverse, it says 26 hours and 23 minutes to drive from Canada to Texas.
Yeah.
Okay, and I got roughly from Brownsville, Texas to Point Roberts, 24 to 2,800 miles.
Yeah, okay, so it's much smaller, definitely
Yeah.
much smaller. Okay.
Mhm.
Okay. Okay, so I am pretty much done. If nobody else have any last questions, comments, or statements, I want to talk about our new course that's coming up as soon as I can dig up what I did with the new book.
I got a question for you.
Yes, go ahead, please.
In chapter 20, and as you read the first verse in Revelation,
Uh-huh.
it said, then I saw an angel coming from heaven, having the keys to the bottomless pit. Most people believe that that is Michael, the archangel. But during some of my research,
Thought it
they
was
said
Gabriel.
unknown angel.
Yes.
Right, right. Unknown angel, yes. And also, I mean, just for adding, you know, when it says that he opened up the book of life, the Bible also said just before that in that same verse that he opened, there were other books as well, but it don't say what those other books were.
Yeah.
Wow.
That's the first time I really ever noticed that there are other books, and that's going to be open. It didn't say whether they were good or bad books. Let me go back in there real quick, and stop. That is really amazing. So, yeah, there's a lot of little teeny things in here. Okay. And I saw the day and the great. Okay, verse 12 of chapter 20. It says, and I saw the dead, the great and the small, standing before God, and the books were open. Said the books were open, and another book was open. That's the first time I ever paid that any mind. That the book
Wow.
and
Yeah, I
the
saw
books
that.
were open.
Like the Akashic records, you know,
Yeah, so
what you've done, you know, in your life. Mhm.
okay. Okay, now I want to give you guys, if you don't have it already, because I did post it online, but everybody's not online. Here, the next book that we're going to study. Did I do this last week? Show you the book that we're going to be studying out of?
No, sir.
I
No.
did not.
No.
Okay. Okay, let me try to take off this fuzzy stuff. The fuzzy stuff, Lord, I'm gonna say. Okay. Oh, it's still not working good, is it?
It's still not. What's the name of it?
Oh,
Okay,
see,
name of it, Discerning
God.
God's Voice. Discerning God's Voice.
That sounds like an interesting subject.
Now that's the
Yes.
lady. Now she played in that movie,
Oh, yeah.
War room.
The War Room. Yes.
I love it. I love it.
Yeah, they
Yeah,
Oh,
had to
yeah.
play it again.
Her
that's
name
the,
Priscilla Shower, right?
yeah,
Priscilla
you're
Shower.
Priscilla Shower. Yes,
Yes,
PRISCILLA. Her
Is it
last
on
name,
Amazon?
yes,
Book
Priscilla.
is on Amazon?
Amazon. Her last name is SHIRER.
got
Shira.
And it's not that, I think I paid $20 for it. I'm not sure. It's not expensive, but it's nice and thick. Now, we'll be using this book, but I've got a lot of other material we're going to be using as well.
Are we getting this from Amazon or do you
Yeah,
have it?
Amazon. Yeah.
Okay.
It'll only take 2 or 3 days to get it.
Approximately how much money?
Probably about $12 to $15. I can't remember.
Okay.
It was $14.99 I paid, yeah. I found it $14.99, yeah.
Okay.
Okay, so that'll be Monday at 7 o'clock. You will be getting a short test that'll be handed out to you tomorrow. So just take a break right now. Enjoy your half hour that you got, and you're done. You just got your test that's coming on tomorrow. Thank you for an excellent class. I really enjoyed this. I will post this video up on YouTube by tomorrow, if not tonight. So if I don't see you any other time, I will see you Monday, 7 p.m. sharp. God bless you and have a smile upon you. Been a great class as always.
Amen. God bless
Good
you.
night,
all.
ladies.
God
Good
bless y'all.
night.
Wonderful
Bye.
sharing a
None of my
screen
brothers are
with
in here.
you.
Wait a minute. Hold
Amen.
on. Excuse, hold on for a second. I got two brothers that's in this class. You said ladies. I don't see them.
Yeah, where
See,
did they go?
I don't know where they. Okay, well, good night anyway. That's all right. I'll call fun of it.
How much is the
Okay,
other
guys.
class?
Good night,
Good
guys.
night,
Good
y'all.
night.